Hello everyone, I am Tamre Chelvi from Tail Tribe. Hope you have seen all my stories and you liked it and subscribed to my channel Tail Tribe. Let's go into the story today. Today's story is about Akema and the tiger. Long ago, there were 7 brothers and one lovely sister. All the brothers like the sister. Her name is Akema. Okay. But all 5 brothers were normal, but sixth brother had a polio attack in his childhood. He was always limping. He is a little weak. Okay. The seventh brother was born blind, but the smartest of all the brothers. So they all loved their sister. All of them went out in the morning for work. They earn money and they bring back home. The Akema was at home and she will cook for them. And the sixth brother, who was limping, so he used to stay at home and help her in doing all the household work. So she was more close to the blind brother. Every day, once the brothers go for job, she finishes all her work at home. She will tell her limping brother, he'll go and say, Anna, I bring some berries. As everybody was working and earning, even Akema wanted to work and earn. So by 11 o'clock in the morning, every day she will go with her friends to the nearby forest to bring some berries. They all bring berries in the basket and sell it in the market, and they earned and saved the money. So that day also, she went and told her brother, Anna, all the work is over. You relax. I go and pluck some berries, fresh berries, and come back home. Brother said, the brother who was at home, he said, don't go today, Akema, please. It's going to rain heavily. See the clouds? They are very dark. So better stay at home today. Why don't you go in the morning? She said, no, Anna. You know, I love rain. I like drenching in the rain water. And it is so nice to climb the tree when it is raining. You will get the berries even more tastier. So all her friends came and called, Akema, are you ready? Shall we go? So she said, no, Anna, don't tell me, don't stop me. I'm going, I'll be back soon. So she took the basket and happily went with her friends. All the friends, they also said, Kema, it's going to rain. So we'll do one thing. We'll just pick whatever is fallen on the floor and come back home, because we are going into the forest. If it becomes darker, then we can't see anything. We will get caught. Everybody knows there is a dangerous tiger in the forest. But Akema said, no. I will climb on the tree. I will pick the fresh berries because of the drizzle, the berries are spoiled. Okay, I'll get you fresh. She went to the forest with the friends and she happily singing and climbed the the tree. Then she started plucking berries for each and every one. So every basket was filling, and finally when her basket had to be filled, the berries at the bottom are finished. So she had to little climb on the top to pick the best of the berries. All the friends kept on calling, Akema, enough. We'll all give you, we'll share with you whatever we have got. Today we'll go home. But Akema has gone to the top of the tree to pick the best of the berries, and she couldn't really hear because it started raining, thunder, and lightning. So all friends were like, come fast, we'll go home. So Akema didn't hear, but the friends were not, they were in a hurry to rush back home because Akema loves to be in the tree for a longer time. They all went back home. Akema was not aware of that. She was filling her basket. So you see here, she has a long hair which is folded and kept like this. If she opens her hair, it will be so long and nice hair. She was very proud of. And as she kept on plucking the berries, she heard a noise. Mountain to valley is my home. I go jolly, I walk slowly. We play holy. I smell human. Who's on the tree? Kima was like, she was about to come down. She was slowly thinking of coming down. And she heard, and she was so shocked. Oh my God, what I did. So the tiger has come now. How will I come down and go home? She was so worried. But by then, she decided to keep quiet in the tree. Again, the tiger. It can smell the human, right? Again, it looked up and said, Mountain to valley is my home. I go jolly, I walk slowly. We play holy. I smell human. Who's on the tree? Okay, ma. Now she had to answer. She said, Tiger, it is me, Akema. What are you doing there? I'm plucking the berries. Really? We love berries. My children love them. Can you throw some berries from there? I said, yeah, sure, I will. She plucked few berries and she threw it on the ground, thinking that the tiger will take it and go away. The tiger said, no, what you threw from there fell inside the muddy water. Pluck few more and throw it correctly, so I'll catch. Akema said, please tiger, catch it this time, okay? I will give you few more berries. She plucked few more. She took some from the basket and she threw it. Catch it, tiger. The tiger was not having any intention to catch it. Oh no, this also has gone in the muddy, slimy mud water. You do one thing. You got a long hair, right? Do one thing. Pluck some berries, tie them in your hair and give it to me. I'll just take it and remove it and let you go. Will you let me go? Yeah. I will let you go. I'll think about it. So thinking that the tiger will let her go, Akema plucked and tied the berries in the hair and she put it like that. The tiger, did it remove the berries from the hair and let her go? No, because the tiger was not planning to leave her. So it's just holding the hair. The tiger pulled Akema from the tree to the ground. Akema was so sad and worried. Please, tiger, let me go. Said, no. What are you doing in my forest? This is my forest, you know. Akema said, I just came to pluck some berries. I don't hurt anybody. Said, no. What do you do? Said, I have 7 brothers. I cook at home. If I don't go, they'll be worried. They can't eat any food because I have to go home and cook. Oh, you know cooking also? Okay, then do one thing. You come with me, stay with me because you have come into my forest and taken my berries. You better come to my house and take care of my children. The tiger pulled her and took her to its house. Here in the house, the brothers have come back home. They were looking for Akema. Where is she? She's not there at home. They asked the brother who was at home, the limping brother. He told, really, I told her not to go, but she went and see it is raining. I'm also worried. They went and asked the friends. Friends told, no, we told her to come down and we thought she's coming behind. So we all came home. Where is she? Oh my God. Then this tiger only, I know one tiger only comes there. It might have taken her to his house. Then all the brothers were like, oh my God, this is very bad, but we have to go and bring her back, isn't it? So they decided to start from the next day to go to the tiger's house. The youngest brother, you remember, the blind brother, he said, I have an idea. I know the tiger's house. I will tell you the direction. So all of us We'll pack food, but it takes at least minimum 2 days to reach the tiger's house. So we pack the food tomorrow and take it. We have to eat, no? There is no pizza corners, Domino's, no burgers, nothing will be available, isn't it? No eateries on the way in the forest. So the elder brother said, "Oh, lovely. Going into the forest is also like a picnic. I will make some yummy, tasty, good food." So, elder brother made biryani, chicken biryani. The blind brother told, "Anna, don't make chicken biryani and all. It will get spoiled." So the brother asked, "Oh, what are you going to make?" The younger brother said, the blind brother said, "I am going to make my favorite ragi mudde and soppu saru, which is Karnataka's delicacies." Alright? And the next brother made paneer butter masala. The third brother made burger and patties. Okay. The fourth brother also made some nice chutney, idli, sambar and all that. Then, but the limping brother said, he went and told the blind brother, "My dear brother, I don't know how to cook. I'll help you in all the other work. Okay, please help me. Also, I cannot walk long distance, So can you please carry me on your shoulder? I will help you. Whatever work you tell me, I will do all the work for you. I'll see and tell you. I will take care of the directions. You keep instructing, I keep looking for our sister." So the brother agreed and he made ragi mudde and soppu saru. They started walking. They had to walk deep into the forest. Okay, so they decided to sit for lunch and have some food. Early morning they made the food, isn't it? As they walked and walked and walked, it was very hot day and all the food got spoiled except the ragi mudde and the soppu saru. So all the brothers were very hungry. Everybody opened the packets. None of the food was good. Everything has become stale and smelling very bad. But whose food is very good and very fresh and very nice? It is the blind brother. So the blind brother and the limping brother, they were sharing the food and eating nice. No, how nice it is. Very tasty, very yummy. All the 5 brothers were looking. They were already tired, right? They went and asked him, "Please, can you give some ragi mudde? You got some 12 packets, I have seen." The blind brother knows all the other food will get spoiled. Only that is why he brought some extra food for the brothers also. He said, "Okay, I'll give you my food. I told you not to cook biryani and palak paneer, butter masala, but you did, right? I'll share my food with you, but you have to listen to whatever I say." They all said, "Okay, okay, okay, okay." And they all ate the ragi mudde and soppu saru nice. And they started walking. After some time, the blind brother said, "I can't walk. But you guys are walking alone. I'm carrying my the brother also. No, he's sitting on the top of my shoulders. So I can't walk further. I need a place to sit now." The other brothers are like, "Arey yaar, you said 2 days to walk to the tiger's house. But here, if we keep on sitting and going, it will take 1 more day. What if the tiger kills our sister?" Blind brother said, "All that I don't know. I want to sit means I want to sit." So they said, "Okay, we'll find a nice place to sit for you." And they said, "You sit here." Children, the place where they all sat was a palm tree, the broken and fallen down palm tree. So the blind brother was sitting near the root of the tree and he was touching and feeling, "Hey, what are we sitting on? It doesn't look like ground." The brother said, No, this is not ground. This is a palm tree." "Oh, really? What is a palm tree?" How to explain a palm tree? Palm tree is palm tree. Okay. Understand, palm tree is palm tree. But why I can feel something like a hair, very strong, something it is hurting me. It is really pricking me. What is all this? I don't like this. What is this place? The brother said, that is the root of the palm tree. The root, because the tree has fallen down, the long roots spreading from the tree are like that. Why are you touching that? The blind brother said, really? But somehow I like this palm tree, you see. Hey guys, brothers, why don't you bring this palm tree with us? I said, what? Bringing the palm tree? You know how big it is and how heavy it is. How can we carry? The blind brother was not accepting that. He said, either you bring the palm tree or you give my ragi mudde and soppu saru back. My God, how can they give the food back? It has already gone inside the stomach and digested. All that I don't know. Either carry that palm tree with us or give me my ragi mudde and soppu saru. Appa, we should not have brought him here. We should have left him in the house. What to do now? They can't have any choice, no? So 5 brothers have carried the palm tree and walking like this, like this, like this. He said, okay, you carry. I'm carrying my younger brother, no? You bring like that. So he kept on checking with the brother. Anna turned back and see, are they bringing the palm tree? So they walked and walked and walked and walked. And after some time, there was all the people, all the brothers were able to hear a donkey bray. How does a donkey bray? Like that. The blind brother has never heard a donkey braying. He said, what is that? Who is shouting there? The brother replied, brother sitting on top shoulder replied, that is a donkey braying from somewhere. Oh really? I like the noise. Hey brothers, I want the donkey. Go bring it. Said, what? Just now you told palm tree we are carrying. Now how will we go and bring the donkey? Or why do you want a donkey? Said, I don't know all that. I like that. Bring the donkey. Either bring the donkey or give my ragi mudde and soppu saru. Can they give it back? No. They were like, oh my God, why we brought this fellow? So they went and asked them as the owner and, sorry, not the owner. The donkey was going somewhere. They just brought the donkey. Said, okay, donkey is there, palm tree is there. Now don't tell us bring this, bring that and all. We can't carry. The blind brother said, okay, we'll see. And after some time, it became night. They had to sleep, right? So they decided to sleep under the tree. Again, he shared his ragi mudde and soppu saru with everybody. They all ate happily and started sleeping under the tree so that early morning they can start walking. So everybody started sleeping. Nicely snoring. Nice breeze, forest, peaceful, everything. And suddenly this blind brother got up. Hey! Somebody is biting me. Everybody woke up and said, what? What happened? Why are you screaming? I don't know. I'm not screaming, simply somebody is biting me all over. Some animal has come and attacking me. Save me. And they looked here and there. What did they find? It was not an animal, but small black ants were there. He said, Arey brother, sleep properly. Come this side and sleep na. They are some ants. They don't hurt. They are not animals. Why are you sleeping on their house? He said, what? Ants are living here? Why did you ask me to sleep here? Do one thing. I like that ants. Bring some ants for me. The brothers were like, huh? You wanted the palm tree. You wanted the donkey. Now the ants. How can we catch the ants here? You take the ants in your hand, they'll bite you. All that I don't know. Either you bring the ants or give back my ragi mudde and soppu saru. What to do? So they went and collected the ants and put it in some small cover they had with the food packets. No, They put it in that and just made it like a packet and kept it in their wallet. And they started walking next day. By afternoon, they reached the tiger's house. They went and stood outside. The blind brother was telling, be careful, quiet, don't make noise. Okay, just go stand, knock, knock. See, our sister is alive and healthy. All right. So they went and one brother went and knocked the door. Akema, Akema. Akema was inside doing some work. She came running. Hi, open the door. Who's there? All the brothers. Wow, it is so nice to see all the brothers. Anna, I know you will come and take me. Chalo, chalo, let us go. But the blind brother was like, wait, wait, wait. Now we are all tired. I want to sleep for some time. Tomorrow we will go. So tomorrow? Why tomorrow? Akema said, yeah, tomorrow is better because or the tiger will anytime come home. I'm cooking food for the children. Let the tiger come and eat. After eating, it will sleep nicely, snore for 2 hours. That time we will go out, lock the door and go out. All the brothers agreed. And by the time they all went in, who was coming? Who was coming? Mountain to valley is my home. I go jolly, I walk slowly, we play holy. I smell humans. Who's at home? The tiger started coming towards the house. Akema was scared. Tiger is very powerful, it's very angry. It smelled all of you. Do one thing. And she hurriedly, she said, there is no place to hide in the house, right? The tiger will find out. So you can't run away also. Tiger is faster than you. So she said, I have a loft, okay? Just go on the loft and just be there quietly. Everybody be there on the loft. I'll give food for the tiger. It will eat and sleep. That time you can come down. We'll all go away. We'll all run to the house. He said, okay. Everybody went inside the attic and they were quiet. The blind brother was like, not only we are going, bring the donkey there. Keep that ants with us. Also keep my palm tree. So why do you want the palm tree on the attic? I don't know. Keep the palm tree with me or give my ragi mudde and soppu saru back. What to do? They put everything there and quietly they are sitting. Quietly. And the tiger came. The Akema said, no, nobody is there. I am the only human here. Maybe my smell only you are smelling, human smell. Come. I made nice food for you. Sambar, rasam, chicken fry, mutton fry, payasam, kheer and everything. Really? All the children ate? Yeah, all the children ate. You come and sit here. I will give you food. Then she was serving food. The tiger started eating the food. And suddenly, the blind brother sitting on the attic said, Anna. Said, what? I feel like singing. Said, what? You feel like singing now? Keep quiet. Said, no. I want to sing. Said, okay. Sing slowly, okay? Like that you sing. Okay. I know how to sing. Then he started singing, like that. Immediately the tiger was like, hey Akema, you are hiding something from me. I told there are humans, okay? Your brothers have come? I said, no, not my brothers. But by the time, the blind brother said, we are not brothers. We are Booth, the devil. I said, what? Booth? I have never seen any Booth in the forest. Are you sure you are a Booth? They said, yes, we are Booths. Today I have a gale mein kich, so I can't talk properly. But I can sing, I can scream, I can show you my voice, I can show you my leg, I can show you my hair. So tiger was like thinking, really there is a Booth which is more powerful than me? What if it is hiding in my attic and attack my children? So the tiger was like, okay, show me your leg. The blind brother said, brothers, take that palm tree, one side of the palm tree where there is no root, and show it slowly to the tiger. All the brothers turned the palm tree and showed it. The tiger was like, "Ah, such a big leg, oh! I've never seen such a big leg. Leg itself is so big. How big will be the body and the animal?" Okay, but still doesn't want to show. It's very scared. Right? Okay, you said you will show your hair now. Show the hair. Brother said, now turn the palm tree and show that bottom where the roots are hanging all around. So the brothers showed the palm tree with all the roots. The tiger was like so scared. Something really very dangerous sitting on the attic. Okay, you show me how you said no. You have a very big voice. You said you can scream and sing. Show me your singing once again. The brother said, now get the donkey and put the ants in the ears of the donkey. Quick, fast. I said, why? Don't do it. Give back my ragi mudde and sopu sir. Okay, we'll put. So they immediately opened the ant and put it in the donkey's ears. The donkey started braying like that, very shouting because it was paining for. Then the tiger got so scared. Oh my God, such big legs, such big hair, and one leg is so big and your voice is so horrible. And if it comes down now, this tiger is very scared and it ran inside and took all the children and ran away into the deep into the forest, and it has never returned back. Now all the brothers, one by one, they came down, they hugged Akima again and said, Akima, let's go home. We take you home safely. And they all went back home and they happily lived ever after. Children, I hope you like this Akima and the tiger story. I am Thamire Selvi from Tail Tribe. If you like this story, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel Tail Tribe. Thank you.